Oh, here we go. Someone share something, yes.
A child that specifically calls other children's parents, like they get a personal attack on the mother and the mother's a slut, whatever, sorry for using it. But, that sort of personal attack with other children to provoke another child into a fight. So how do you deal with a child that's used the language that's provoking the other child to retaliate?
Yeah, you're interested in kids who are provocative.
Yes.
And trying to get kids to engage with them in almost a violent way.
Yeah.
And you have some concerns about, I guess, why they might do that and how to deal with it. And you're nodding and saying yes because I'm listening so cleverly. I'm not going to answer your question. I am next week. Because I'm going to say you address their motivation, which is to hurt people, because people have hurt them, and I'll go back over that next time. But what I'm doing now is showing you that when you hear people, they engage with you. And their adult really comes out. So you can draw out adult just by listening. It's that simple. Okay, do I have to demonstrate again? You got the idea? Okay, let's try it. Now this is going to be funny. I love doing this bit. Because it's mainly a feminine trait. That doesn't mean it's women, it's just feminine. And it's not a masculine trait. Masculine trait is to give advice and ask questions. That's what is a masculine. So sometimes you will see a marvellous conversation between a man and a woman where the woman will go and extensively explain what happened with her sister at that party and how she felt about it and all that stuff. And he will simply say, "Why don't you?" And she'll bite his head off. And he doesn't understand. He's trying to be helpful, And she's thinking, "You're an idiot. You're giving me advice and you have got no idea what's going on." Huh? They don't hint at that point, let me tell you. It's really hard stuff. They're very annoyed because you get angry as a secondary emotion out of frustration. Anger is not a primary emotion. It's something that's caused by something else. Here you're frustrated. You're being, by the way, you're being rejected, betrayed almost. They're not interested. They're just going to give you a solution. They think they're being helpful because that's a masculine response, problem solving, dispassionate. Let's just get on with it. By the way, they think that this person just wants to talk it to death. They don't want to hear all this stuff again. And yet a person may have to go over a dialogue 4 or 5 times to clarify in their own mind what they're understanding about this interaction they had with their sister. And a man's going to think that's ridiculous. I mean, I must admit, sometimes it gets to me and I'm off guard. I think we've done that. No, really. You come home at 1 o'clock and about all this stuff that happened, and you think, and you do your best. You listen, and then you're trying to go to sleep, and about 2:30, it's on again, and you think, we did that. That's done. We put that to bed. Why are we doing this? And because when you go through the first time, you get much deeper insight. So I understand the theory. I just have a difficult time living with the practice because I am a very masculine person in that regard. So now we're going to have a woman say something, and you don't have to keep it to 15 words or more. You can go for a few minutes. And a man's going to hear her. So after the woman has finished speaking, a man will raise his hand if he's prepared to hear her. Now all he's got to do is reflect 2 things. What is she feeling in his best guess? Some sort of feeling words. And what is she saying? What is the content of her message? That's easy, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So, who's prepared to say something? And by the way, she'll then score him out of 10. You ready to share something? Well, before you start, raise your hand so all the men can see you, just in case they want to try this out. Okay, because they've got to watch you at the same time if they're going to pick it up. Go.
I don't like when you pretend to listen because you feel it makes me feel better.
Anyone courageous enough for that? Try.
I can see that you're upset about what I've just done, and I'll try to do better next time.
You already went to you. First of all, what did you get out of 10? Given that he didn't say what the problem is and he's given you a solution. He'll try to. What is he going to do better next time at? So let's stop without the solution now. Just what you hear. So really, someone try again, because it's really hard when you start doing this appropriately. Just stop with what you heard. What's the feeling component, men? What are you hearing here? Anger because of what, though? Not really listening, probably. Yeah, but what's it causing? What's the feeling she's got? Being devalued, being manipulated, maybe somehow, not being valued properly. Becomes sort of like a pawn in some game here. Okay, you can put in any word you like. And what is the game? What is the problem that's making her feel this way? Lack of sincerity, going through the motions, playing, being a phony. So this is the name you're playing. As you're thinking, you're listening. And if I said, now if we put all that together, someone try, we've got a bit of background here now. You can use any of the words we've used. How would you put that into a message, nice and succinctly? Because you'll die in the process, because it's going to be the same thing, isn't it? So, how are you going to do this? I can't see you winning this one, by the way. If I said, boy, you're really pissed off because you think I'm playing a game here. I'm dead. I can't win, can I? But I might get away with it if I can fake sincerity well enough, I might get away with it. Now, you don't have to be that good for kids. This is the joy of it. You don't have to be that good for kids, because the kids like this. Surprisingly, they don't even see through what sometimes is condescension in most cases. It's really fascinating though. I don't understand that. They should say to you, you're not being genuine. But they rarely do. And the ones that do, then you'll have to think of something else. So let's try one more message and get this. Yep, go for it. Oh, hang on. Raise your hands so people can see you. Go. Okay, now.
Why do you pick on me all the time? Why don't you see what other people are doing? Why is it always me?
Some man. This is an easy one. This one we had every day, right? So what do you hear? How would you respond to that if you were listening? Try not to use picking on me. She said picking on me. A man. And what's the real feeling? Now let's go a level lower.
He's feeling despised.
Go lower. I don't like her. That's what she's thinking. Otherwise, why should she be asking if I'm victimising her? So you could go to the judgment and say, do you think I don't like you? Which would be too soon. Or you could say, so you feel you're being singled out unfairly. That I'm sort of being harder on you than everybody else. And you've got to sound like you mean it. And that is a skill. You just take that adult voice and sound like you mean it. Inside you're thinking whatever you're thinking. Now, ideally, you will come to be genuine. Meaning you will be actually genuine in this conversation. In the meantime, you fake it. And I get in a big trouble for this. Someone went across me the other day saying, I can't say that. But I will say that because it works. It's helpful. And unless you try it out and find it doesn't work, you'll have to tell me if it doesn't work. But my experience is, and my advice is, train yourself to sound like you are interested and involved, even if you are not. Ideally, you should be. Train yourself to sound like you're trying to help the person, even if you're just trying to get the class to run well and you don't particularly care about this kid. You may even hate her. And eventually you'll come to like her, hopefully. So in the counselling dialogues, this is a problem-solving dialogue. It's not a counselling dialogue as such. It's problem-solving. So let's try it out. One more. Now this time be yourself, not a student. Be you. Tell us something about you, something quite genuine.
I'm sick of the 3 boys I live with, my husband and 2 sons, not picking up after themselves around the house.
Somebody? Some man, that is.
You're feeling overworked and undervalued.
Out of 10? You could do...
About 6, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say. Okay, somebody else? She wants more.